And joining me to talk more about this is State Representative Anna Eskamani, District 42 in Orlando. Thanks for being here, Representative.
Thank you for having me.
We wanted to talk to you because you are of Iranian descent and you have a strong opinion about this. The president there confirmed dead, his body found earlier today. So what is your reaction to this and what do you think it means for Iran?
Well, I think most viewers are aware that this individual, President Raisi, who was killed in a helicopter crash, is known as the Butcher of Tehran. This is someone that oversaw the executions of thousands of political prisoners in the 80s. These individuals had no due process and were tortured while imprisoned. And of course, he also oversaw the violent crackdowns of both the 2009 democracy protests in Iran and the most recent protests in response to the murder of Mahsa Amini, a young Iranian woman that was targeted by morality police for not wearing her mandatory hijab correctly. And of course, for those of us that care about a free Iran, who want to see Iran have a democracy, his killing is something that we are all celebrating. In fact, even in Iran, there are fireworks, there are memes being shared, there have been jokes made. The last elections in Iran had one of the lowest participation rates in the country's history because so many Iranians are just boycotting their government and their politics. So he is not someone who is representative of the majority of Iranians within the country and, of course, around the diaspora.
The supreme leader there, the Ayatollah Khomeini, he is still the final word on all things. He's 85 years old. He has named someone named Mohammed Mokber as the acting president. Any change here? Good, bad, indifferent for Iran?
Yeah, that's another really great question. So, the Iranian process and the constitution outlines that the vice president becomes the interim president and election is held within 50 days. However, Iran's elections, as I noted earlier, are often censored. Candidates are handpicked, and so the options are rarely open to individuals to embrace, inform, or more progressive values. So your options are incredibly limited. I think many folks, many experts predict that unfortunately it will likely be the same in Iran. It'll just be different dictators in these positions. But for so many people around the world who lost their loved ones due to this president, due to this truly evil person, I do know that they are celebrating and that they at least feel that karma has done its thing, if you will, in eliminating this individual from his position of authority. But I do worry because I don't see Iran's outcome when it comes to just the political makeup of those who make decisions changing due to this incident. In fact, it seems that the individuals who got this individual to be president in the first place are going to just continue to operate as business as normal. Iranians have continued to uprise for a different political makeup, for one that reflects their values. And I continue to profess support for Zan Zendegi Azadi, which translates to women, life, freedom, which has been the rallying cry for protests in Iran for several years now.
I know I read the story about you visiting there at 14 and somebody, cracking down on you because you were showing too much wrist. That's even hard for us to kind of wrap our heads around in this country. Totally different scenario. Finally, I just want to ask you, the U.S. has said that Iran is the #1 state sponsor of terror. It's well known that their money goes to Hamas, goes to Hezbollah. They are right in the middle of everything that is happening that we see right now in the Middle East. We've had many Republicans on this show talk about how they feel that the Biden administration has coddled Iran, has lifted sanctions, has enabled them to fund what we see taking place. Do you agree with that? Has the Biden administration been too easy on Iran?
I disagree with that. The Biden administration has placed more sanctions on Iran and has placed as many sanctions as they possibly can. I think what some would like to see is war with Iran, which I am radically pro-peace. I don't think war solves any problems and will lead to more innocent people being killed, as we see today with wars taking place across the country. So, of course, we want to see more emphasis on democracy movements. We want to see more support for those that are advocating for a free Iran, but I do express caution when it comes to any type of warmongering. The Iranian people need to be able to dictate their future, and of course, we've seen what past Western influence has done in parts of the Middle East, and we need to be candid and reflecting on our past decisions as a country and be more strategic moving into the future.
State Representative Eskamani, great to talk with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.